For over a decade of my adult life, I have been in and out of depression. I even remember going to my mother at one point and saying to her, "Now, I'm not going to do this, but I really do understand why someone would want to kill themselves." Of course, that stemmed into a whole long conversation, multiple conversations. I got to a place in my life, though, where I didn't want to feel this way anymore. It actually felt normal to feel sad. It felt normal to be down, not super energized and excited. It was almost like if I started to feel that way, something was wrong. So it became this cycle where I wanted to be depressed. I wanted to have something wrong, which sounds kind of counterintuitive, yet it's how I felt because it was what I knew and it was what was comfortable. And a lot of people I talk to today go through the same thing. They feel normal when they're down, when there's something wrong, when there's some kind of issue. It's normal. It's part of their identity now that they're depressed. The thing is, we are not designed to be sad people. We are not designed to not live in what we were supposed to do and contribute to in society. We weren't designed to live mediocre lives and not feel fulfilled. We were designed to live in just absolute greatness and beauty and happiness and love. That's what we were designed for. That's what I believe. And I believe that for each one of us. So what I ended up doing is realizing that I needed to make some changes. I didn't want to continue to live this way. And that's the first thing. You've got to make a decision and say, I don't want to live this way anymore. I don't know how, but I know I don't want to live this way anymore. And I'm going to figure it out. So that's the first step. So I made that decision. And I knew that I didn't want to go on antidepressant medication. That was something that I just didn't want to do. I know that sometimes that is helpful for people and maybe necessary. Of course, do what's best for you in that regards, and certainly consult doctors. Make sure you're getting the best advice and direction when it comes to using medication. I'm not skilled in that area at all, and I chose not to take that route. What I did was choose to go a more natural route. So I went to acupuncture to serve as a way to get over the depressed state. And I went regularly. I started out with 2 times a week for I don't know, probably about 5-6 weeks, maybe even 2 months. Then I went to just once a week, and I just continued to stay on a regular pace with acupuncture. And I even remember one time walking in so sad. Life was miserable. And I got on the table and, we talked a little bit, and she started putting the needles in. And halfway through, she comes in and she checks on me, and I'm laughing hysterically. She actually thought I was crying, that something was wrong. And instead I was laughing because all of a sudden my mood just shifted. There was this change in my body, and I was laughing so hard on the table that the needles were actually shaking and kind of hurt a little bit. But I finally, months and months and months of acupuncture, finally feeling a difference and a change. And the other thing that I noticed was just taking care of my physical health will in turn help my mental health. So I knew that diet and exercise was a huge factor, and I stayed committed to just making small changes, to eating better and to taking care of my health, making sure that I got enough sleep, making sure that I was eating healthy foods. They weren't super exciting. I was by myself. I was cooking for one, but I made sure that I was eating healthy foods that would fuel me from the inside out. When we start eating too much fried food and carbs and sugary things, it actually, as it weighs down your body, it can start to weigh down your mind. Like it's all connected. So I knew that I wanted to make some changes there. And I just started to make points of eating healthier foods and making a workout routine, some kind of exercise routine. I was going to the gym. Maybe it was just walking on the treadmill. Maybe that day I went running. Maybe it was some weight training. Like I didn't have any rhythm to it other than I was like, I'm going to show up and do this. And I knew that that would help the physical state of me, ultimately would help my mind. Here's where it truly started to shift though, was when I created a better community around me. That's when I came into this amazing health and fitness company where I made friends online. It wasn't, people right next door to me, but they were people who cared about my well-being. They wanted to see me succeed. They were creating positivity in their own life. They were sharing it with other people, including me. They cheered me on. They supported me. It was an environment that I had never experienced before in person. And this was happening just online. It was amazing. I had people around me who were encouraging me to set a higher standard, to lift myself up more. And I'd never experienced that. It was so unbelievably special. It was a community that I'm still a part of today and what I continue to invite people to be a part of. And when I started just, on my own health and fitness journey and just doing that, making that change, what it led to though was coaching and where I am today and what I'm doing today and inviting you to be a part of as a coach, or, as a customer or as a coach, but what I do now as a coach to invite you to be a part of. And it's with coaching that has kept me connected to the community. If I was just doing it on my own and like not thinking about how I could help other people, I probably would have fallen off the wagon and maybe never stuck with it. But almost 6 years later, I'm staying with it because I'm a coach. And if I can help you be a part of positive change, then it also in turn helps me to stay accountable and make those changes in my life as well. I want to create higher standards of living and happiness in my life, and I want to be able to share that with other people. And because of that, it keeps everyone accountable. So I became a coach to help people in their health and fitness journey to take that initial step, to do some change from the inside out that will help not only your body, but your mind. And then as I became a coach to help other people, I learned more about personal development. And personal development was huge in exercising the mind for what it needs. The mind needs growth and encouragement and challenge and positivity, because we will talk ourselves out of anything if we let our mind to do that. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep challenging myself to keep pushing and keep helping people live in their best self. So coaching has really changed my life. It has been a true blessing in my life. And because of that, I have now expanded my online community of friends. I have more people who are positive and uplifting in my life. I've shared moments with them in person now. We've met, many of us. Some were at my wedding. Because of this opportunity, I met my husband, and now we have a beautiful growing family. And it's all because I made this decision that I didn't want to live in a sad state anymore. I didn't know how to get out of it. My family, we didn't have anyone in my family who suffered from depression, and I have a very blessed life. There are many things to be happy about, but I wasn't happy. And as I went through this journey, making these small changes over the years, and now to where I am today, I've realized that a lot of the depression comes from lack of purpose. It comes from something that we've wanted in life that we aren't getting, that we're not fulfilled with. We thought it was going to be a certain way or look a certain way, and it didn't look that way. So because of that, now I'm sad. And a lot of my depression came from these circumstances in my life. forgetting all the amazing, beautiful things that happened in my life. I just focused on the bad stuff. We all will have bad stuff. There will always be challenges in life. Life does not give us a free pass of pain and tragedy and suffering. But what we can control is how we handle those situations and what we choose to focus on. And that's what I've done. I've made so many changes in my life. And the biggest one is my mindset around how I embrace all the ups and downs of life. I knew when I had my daughter Charlotte that I was really feeling lost. Postpartum depression is very real for women. And I really thought I was in a great place before I had her, that I'm like, no, I really don't think that that's going to be an issue. And as I started going through the weeks of caring for her and breastfeeding and just dealing with a newborn for the first time, I realized and was able to recognize some signs that were pulling me back down. And because of all the work that I've done over the years to keep my mind sharp on happiness and positivity and to keep my body healthy, because I had so many years of practice of that, I was able to recognize the signs of where I was falling back into that depression and to stop it. And I did. And one of the choices I had to make was actually to stop breastfeeding, because I knew that that was pulling me down a bad path. I wanted to keep doing it. I wanted it for my daughter, but I also recognized she got a few months with it, and my mental health is much more important than continuing for a few more months of breastfeeding, because I want to be 100% happy and positive and present for my daughter and for my family. So it takes time, but one thing I can tell you is make a decision that you don't want to be sad anymore. You don't want to have these states of getting knocked down and feeling anxious and feeling sad and not knowing how you're going to get your head above water. Choose to not have that anymore in your life and start making steps. And part of that is being a part of what I call my Fit Rock Club. I love my Fit Rock Club. I have worked very hard with all my ups and downs to create a really great, positive community of people. And I'd love for you to be a part of it. We focus on nutrition, we focus on exercising, and we focus on personal development. And if you want to incorporate all three, maybe just one, start out small, start out big, go for it. However it looks like, we'll figure out that step. But if you feel like you want to get closer to a community of positive people, this is a great place to start. And I'd love to have you a part of the club. Be a part of our family and make those healthy, positive changes for you. So if you'd like more information, just let me know, message back, and we'll make sure that we can figure out if you want some workouts, exercise, incorporate that into your day, how to make nutrition a main focus for you. And of course, got to exercise the mind, your personal development. That is so, so important. So let me know some feedback, any questions you have, if you're interested to hear more, and we'll make sure that we get more information to you. Love you.